added McCutcheon, added Hunter Renfroe, some big right-handed bats for us in the lineup. Keston here, Tyrone Taylor out here killing it out in spring. Our pitchers are looking good. Everyone's healthy, and our pitching staff was really great last year, especially our starters, and they're all healthy and ready to go. So hard not to get excited about that.
Shut up and sit down.
Inside Wisconsin is brought to you by Baycare Clinic, Cobblestone Creek, University of Wisconsin-Platteville, Roll Tech, Festival Foods, Capital Credit Union, North Star Mohican Casino Resort, American Family Insurance, Miller Lite, and Aaron's Company.
What's up, Wisconsin? From the Inside Wisconsin studios, it's Trevor Thomas. That with the M, the old school Brewers hat. I love it. Johnny Anderson, what's up, man?
I got a lot of old school. The old hat, that's an M that's out of date. I got a lot of stuff that's out of date. And oddly enough, my retro stuff, I guess, is now current.
Oh, yeah, that all came back. I was reminiscing about
that's really retro. That's the original one. But, yeah. It does seem it's hard to keep up. But you know what? Obviously, I'm a sucker. I buy it all. I'm in.
Yeah, well, the Brewers is your thing. Season. Yeah, the Brewers is my thing. I just recently got their road hat with the yellow front or the gold front. Mm-hmm. Big fan of that. Was that a retro? Was that worn? When was that?
Yeah, they had that one way back in the day too. And then the batting helmet used to always be the old blue, not this blue, not the navy, but it had a white.
Oh,
white on the batting helmet. It was always that way.
Yeah, so, that's the old M&B glove where it looked more like a tennis ball. If you had told me we were going
to go that, I'd run downstairs and I have I still have an old plastic batting helmet.
No kidding. God, what don't you have?
How did that not make my top 5 hats? I totally have that, yeah.
I was just going to say, I reminisced about your top 5 Brewer hats the other day, and that didn't make it. Wow. Not even an honorable mention.
It's down in my son's room. He's collected it, so I'll have to. Well,
stolen. Got it.
It'll make it by the end of the episode, I guarantee.
Okay, good. Well, if that wasn't a giveaway, today's guest, a Milwaukee Brewer.
We should. Baseball season has started. It's about time we got on board.
Things are moving. Brewers are here. When I would tip some of my friends off, JA, to this guy coming on, I would say, hey, Brent Suter is going to be on the show. And all of them go, oh, man, I love that guy. That guy's great. And you'll see, he was great. Any thoughts on Mr. Suter?
He seems too nice to be a baseball player. Usually those guys are always troubled. They got a lot going on. For guys that have 3 hours of their day spoken for, they're the busiest people on the planet. Mm-hmm. It's always amazing. And you got to be to the park a little bit early and some of those things. But they can be the hardest guys to pin down. I don't know why that is, but it's been that way for as long as I've been in the business. They're the hardest dudes to corral once they get in the majors. Minor league baseball players are unbelievable. Super guys. They're great. They'll drive you home from the bar. But once they get to the bigs, there's some transformation that takes, and suddenly now they don't have a ton of time for anybody, and I don't know exactly why that is. But so it's good we have him. B, I love that we've got a little baseball touch that we need to hear. As I said, the season has started and hasn't gone too bad so far. They still can't. Brewers still are struggling to hit.
Yeah.
But my God, they can pitch. And the other part is, of course, as you know, I like to stump for the left-handers, and so long as he's a lefty, I'm in. So, and I always I'll let you decide. Am I left-handed or not? I throw left-handed.
Okay.
I write with my right hand.
Oh man, which is your dominant?
I don't have one. I do different. I bat left-handed. I play tennis right-handed. I golf right-handed. I bowl left-handed. I'm all over the map. Wow. I maintain that if I had a baseball card on the back of it, it would say throws left, bats left. That makes me left-handed.
Okay, I'll take that. That's good. And that's why you were so pumped about that logo. Wrong shoulder. That's a lefty glove.
Correct. But none of that matters because we want to actually talk to the left-hander who is in the big leagues.
That's him, Brent Suter. John, a lot of my friends ask, all right, who's next on Inside Wisconsin? This time I got to say Brent Suter, and they're like, I friggin' love that guy. This is going to be great. Brent, thanks for being here. Inside Wisconsin.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here, guys. Thanks.
Wow, that's a lot for your friends. Not only do we need you to get guys out, but we need you to deliver entertainment value. So hopefully you don't feel any
That's
pressure
happening.
with that. So I always get to ask the first question, and this is inside Wisconsin, and I am totally not going to go inside Wisconsin because I need to know how close we were to maybe not having baseball at least till like June, July, and everything else. You're the player rep. You're in there. I don't want I don't want to know how the sausage is made. I'm glad we have the CBA, but at any point where we kind of worried that holy crap, this is going to drag on and people are going to be angry.
Yeah. There were a lot of points where I was like, scratching my head after calls going, we might not play till June, just how the talks were going. But fortunately, we were able to kind of get the ball rolling those last couple of weeks. Make a lot of both sides were able to kind of come together there. But there were that night before actually we got the deal done. It looked like it was getting close, and then an issue made it fall apart, and they canceled another week. And I was like, how is this going to end? I thought we were getting close, and now if we can't get past this hurdle, what's going to happen? So it was crazy, but glad we got through it. Glad we got the deal done, and baseball's back.
Yep, us too.
Are you pigeonholed because of the Harvard thing that you have to be the player rep? And we're just like, well, we can't send the Connor State Junior College guy or the Merrimack in town guy. It's either that we got to have a Harvard guy or a Vandy guy that goes in the room.
No, not at all. It was more the player rep before I got traded. I was the alternate when I came onto the team. Probably in 2017, I was asked to be one of the player rep alternates. And then our former rep, Chase Anderson, got traded. And it was basically between me and another guy. And he was just like, nope, you got it. I don't want to do it. So I did it. And I was like, we got a couple years of the CBA. It'll be all right. And then 2 weeks later, COVID hit and canceled everything. And then it just got crazy from there. So the last 3 years of being a player rep have been very, very roller coastery, but we are in a better spot now. We're hopefully smooth sailing now, and can just enjoy these next 5 years of labor peace and growing the game as much as we can.
Next 5 years of labor peace. Thanks for your work on that. Good to see you guys back. I think we all say that. All right, so I'll take the first Wisconsin question then, since this is inside Wisconsin. Brent, when I think of you as a Brewers pitcher, I can't help but immediately think of you as a Brewers super fan. You've been in the Brewers organization your entire career, man. What does that M&B mean to you?
Oh man, it means a lot. It's been my whole really professional life being a part of this organization. And I was a 31st round pick, senior sign. Just really could have been the low man on the totem pole the whole time and just kind of shoved aside. But they gave me a fair chance every step of the way. It was basically like, hey, we're going to move you up, like sink or swim, but we want to see you do well. Keep moving you up, keep moving you up, and got a fair shake every step of the way. And they've been nothing but great to my family, and just my whole when friends and family come in, they just treat them so well. Everybody, it's just a big Brewers family, and that starts with the top with Mark, our owner. Mark Attanasio does a great job setting that family atmosphere, and then like David Stearns, Craig Counsell, have they've been in charge since I've been in the big leagues too. So it's been such a cool environment of stability and family atmosphere, connected with each other, connected to the organization. So the Brewers mean a lot, and the fans, can't forget the fans. They are the best in baseball that I've ever seen. They're incredibly loyal, supportive, and through thick or thin, they got our back, and it means everything. They're incredible.
You literally went throughout the entire farm system. So John actually grew up in Green Bay, and I live about 10 minutes away from Lambeau Field. Take us back to your time in Appleton, right, with the T-Rats. How was that?
Oh, man. Oh, it was incredible. I got actually promoted there in my first season in 2012. A couple months after I got drafted, I got moved up there in late August. Got hooked up with a great host family. The Twombly's, love them to death. They were so nice and welcoming, and was able to just kind of. I remember the first time I was going to a game in Helen, Montana. We had probably 500, maybe 1,000 fans on good nights, but I go to Wisconsin the first night, and it was like electric atmosphere. I felt like I was in the big leagues. So I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Thousands of fans just screaming, saying, hey, welcome. I was like, hey, thank you. Like, what? You know my name? Like, what? So that was incredible. And then we were able to win the championship that year. So really a month later, I was helping the team win the championship. It was just an incredible ride. And then went back there the next April. Saw the colder side of things. We had I think we were snowed out for a week there in April one time, but the fans were still coming out in droves. And then I got moved up like a month into that season. So I only spent about 2 months total in Appleton, but they were very meaningful, very special 2 months. And I'll never forget it. Still keep in touch with the Twombleys. Still love to see T-Rats gear at Brewers games and talk about them, but they're awesome.
You mentioned that you can just hear your appreciation for the Brewers and the organization and really your career here. But if you read enough about you, it doesn't seem that this is an appreciation because, hey, I'm a 31st round draft pick and maybe I was a long shot to make it. What is it about the game and this career that you enjoy that makes it that shows that it's this appreciation that sort of oozes out of you when you talk about baseball?
I think it's a couple things. I love the game, period. Like, I'm a big baseball fan. Baseball was at least tied for my favorite sport growing up. So I've always loved baseball big time. It also the ability or the gift of having teammates and really good ones here in college and in pro ball has been awesome. Getting friendships, making connections with friends and families that otherwise I might not have ever known. But being able to develop those relationships is extremely special, and something I don't take for granted at all. And then I got to mention the fans again. I've been blessed to play in front of great fans pretty much my whole career, including college. So it's been one of those things, like the people that you get to work with, coaches, office people, ownership throughout has been nothing but great to me and my family, and that's a big part of the appreciation. But the fans and the game for sure. It's a three-pronged thing there.
You talk about how the fans have always had your back, so that reminds me of Game 1 in 2020. I'm not trying to bring up a bad memory, but did the Brewers fans have your back, right? It didn't go the way you wanted, Brent, in that start, but Twitter just exploded with Brent Suter love.
Yeah, that was I knew Brewer support was real. Like I felt that, but when that happened, I couldn't throw a strike. That first night I threw like 30 something pitches, 9 strikes, and I was just like, what is going on? And they came out in full support of me. I got like probably 2 or 3 hateful messages, like on the whole thing, and everything else was just like, hey, we got your back, we got this, like we got you, and all this stuff. And I was just like, I got super emotional that night. Really, the next morning, I just couldn't believe it. Didn't feel worthy of that kind of support after I gave gave the team a support, start like that. But they did, and it meant the world to me. And that's when it was just like cemented, kind of on my soul of like these fans are like the best in baseball, the best in sports. You can't beat that. You see when things are going well and you're winning championships, like, everybody's coming out and you can say, the fans are great, but when things are going wrong and you really are struggling or have a really bad start in a big spot, that's when you really see what people are made of or what the fan base is made of. And they showed me everything I needed to see and more. Then it was incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's a Twitter positive experience. I'm going to write that down. I have never heard of that before. I was unaware that was a thing.
It happens.
That's fantastic. Hey, you guys have been in the playoffs 4 straight years, which has never happened. Let's talk about 2022. You guys going to be any good?
I believe so, for sure. We got a lot of core pieces coming back. We added McCutchen, added Hunter Renfroe, some big right-handed bats for us in the lineup. Keston here, Tyrone Taylor out here killing it out in spring. Our pitchers are looking good. Everyone's healthy, and our pitching staff was really, really great last year, especially our starters, and they're all healthy and ready to go. So I'm very confident that this year we'll have a good season. But that's why you got to play the game. You got to get the balls out there and see what happens. But definitely love our team, on and off the field this year for sure. Great group of guys.
Hard not to get excited about that. I'm a big Brewers guy. John is too. Don't you shake your head. You're a big fan too. All right.
There are 162 games. That's all I'm saying.
I love.
We've got a lot of time.
Yep.
And listen, sometimes when you guys are out on the West Coast and it's late and it's the 12th inning and I want to get home, I'm just like, somebody score. I'll forgive you if it doesn't go your way. There's another game tomorrow. I'll be back on. So there are times I don't always root for that. I just root for a result. Somebody score. And then we'll worry about tomorrow. And that's usually around 3:18 in the morning.
Right.
That I finally get a little iffy.
Yeah, we maybe had to stay up late to watch it, but it definitely doesn't affect my work schedule like it does yours, John. Empathy around. All right, more with Brewers pitcher, and let's be honest, Brewers superfan Brent Suter in just a bit. We are Inside Wisconsin.
Inside Wisconsin is brought to you by Baycare Clinic, Cobblestone Creek, University of Wisconsin-Platteville, Roll Tech, Festival Foods, Capital Credit Union, North Star Mohican Casino Resort, American Family Insurance, Miller Lite, and Aaron's Company.
Helpful critiques, ideas, great stories, people we should know, the great bar in your town, the fish fry you want to know, the fish boil, anything that you want to reach out to us with. We are happy. We are here. You can be the inputters. We're here to listen.
Rare are the ballparks, J.A., like AmFam Field, where you can carry in food still. We talk a lot about tailgating and festival foods and this, the smorgasbords and all that. Smorgasbords, you get it. Whatever. Leave me alone. You can carry food in to AmFam Field. That's rare. Am I wrong? Like, we stock up here at Festival Foods, and when we go to a Brewer game, we're carrying in peanuts. Sometimes there's a cold sandwich. Did you do that when you were going to Brewer games as a kid?
I did not. No, I was there waiting to make sure I got my hot dog and then dipped in stadium sauce.
Which you still have that same bottle in your pantry, yeah?
Right, but the difference is right now, like you squirt on, I think it's the same now. It used to be like, they had the sauce there being warmed and they dunk it for you. They dunked it and then put it in the bun.
Jeez.
Boom, boom, yeah. So that was full on. So no, I have not been. I just want to know. So the nice thing is when you can carry in your, like, I don't know that you go with 2 grocery bags full paper and plastic from Festival Food. But it's not like it's like watching kids sneaking candy into the movie here, and it's like,
different.
Like, sir, can we just look at your pockets? You seem to have, your keys seem to be really large. So at least you can walk in with, I don't know if you bring a cooler if there's some kind of thing, but at least you don't have to go like, gee, sir, you don't have any,
you don't have anything
have
by chance,
7 bratwurst, 4 beers, and a bag of industrial strength size of chips in there, do you? No, not at all. I've just I've got to get on the treadmill later. So that is unusual, but
we find value in that as a family of 4.
I keep mine to the parking lot, which is okay.
That's good. Yeah, tailgate it up. I mean, there's a lot of good options.
The place though, right, that you can go, and right. I don't know that Lambeau Field has this. That I distinctive is like County Stadium when I was a kid, and now like it smells like you can smell the place.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Yeah, and I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know that if Lambeau, that I feel like it smells the same way. Like I just think that the Brewers stadiums always smell like tailgating, and I know it's happening with the Packers. I just don't know that I recognize it, or that could be a sensory thing, a childhood.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. You pull into AmFam Field, Miller Park, County Stadium. They all smell like a Brewers tailgate. I'm with you there. Yeah. Well, we carry in the peanuts too, so worth a shot. Go to Festival Foods if you got a large family. You're heading down to a Brewer game. Pick up the peanuts.
I gotta go. My son's calling. See you, everybody.
Okay. That's because Colin knows you stole his hat.
That's the boy right there. See you all. Bye.
We are back inside Wisconsin, taking a break from our chat with Mr. Brent Suter. That guy is lovable. He is a lovable fella. Big fan. All right, top 5 list time. I was thinking about the top 5 list that you pinned on me one day, that it was the top 5 Brewer home run guys, or maybe you made me do the second top 5 list, whatever it was. I didn't do great because I didn't know half of the guys. Okay. Yeah, well, there was a moment when you dropped the list. Anyway, here's my turn. I'm going to drop a list on you. So last month, 3,000 hits for Miguel Cabrera. He adds his name to the list. 33 now total. All right. So there's been one Brewer. His name is
in the 3,000 hit club.
Yeah,
I would argue there's 2.
If you're going to argue, then let's hear this argument. I'm curious. Go ahead.
There's one. Paul Molitor a Brewer.
I do too, and so I looked it up. He wasn't even close to 3,000 hits yet while he was a Brewer. It was significantly under that.
I get that, but he spent 10 years of his career with Milwaukee.
Fair.
you ask people about Paul Molitor, they go, yeah, I guess maybe a Twin, maybe a Blue Jay, but they'd say he's a Brewer.
I'm with you there.
Anyway,
all right. So
we're with he and Robin Yount. But anyway.
And Hank Aaron, who wore the Brewers uniform and played here in Milwaukee, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's those three. I'm curious if you can name the next five. After Robin Yount and after Paul Molitor, can you name the next five Brewers who are 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in terms of their hits?
Wow. Okay. So first, let me just tell you where I am on my trivia with Brewers on some of this. A while back, Brewers, they're on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball playing the Phillies.
Yeah.
And Eric Lauer strikes out 13, right? Goes crazy. Thank God for Angel Hernandez. He had a strike zone as big as your head. So you couldn't.
Horrendous.
Right?
Wow.
It was awful. So his previous high had been 9. 13 tied the all-time record for left-handers by a Brewer starter.
Another Brewer lefty.
Right. And so the guys are like, hey, Mr. Brewer, who is that? And I'm like, Mike Caldwell. It's Billy Travers. It's Teddy Higuera. No, it's Glendon Rush. No shot. I'm finally like, just tell me. It was Chris Capuano. I could have been guessing for weeks before I would have come up with Chris Capuano as the other Brewer lefty who had 13. So let me go. So beyond that, so we need 3. So probably Ryan Braun.
Yep, he's third, 1963, 1,963.
So he's there. I bet great. Don Money's probably on that list.
Number 7, almost off the list. That was close. 1,168.
6.
Yep, 4, 5, and 6
that are out there. That have had
hits.
A bunch of hits. I don't know if Cecil Cooper was there long enough to have that many hits. How about Jimmy Gantner? Was he there?
Yeah, Jimmy Gantner's 5th, 1,696. You got 2 left.
So I'm 4 and 6.
Killing it. You were killing it.
4 and 6. But now we've got to find some guys with some service time with us, right? They can't.
They've been here a minute.
They can't. Right. Can't be Fernando Vino. Had some great years, but wasn't here long enough.
No, he didn't make my list.
I don't know that even though he was here long enough that Charlie Moore makes that list. I don't think
he's not on the list.
Enough. Corey Hart had some great seasons, but I don't think he needs. How many?
These are not formal guesses. You got 2 left.
No. How many guys do I have? I mean,
you got 3 of the guys.
What's the number though? We've got to be. What was Don Money at 7?
Don Money was at 7 with 1,168.
So you got to have more than 1,100 hits.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to give him 150 years. So we got to have some guy that's got 10 years of service time.
At least.
I don't know. Does Prince Fielder have 1,150 some odd hits?
He does not.
Yeah,
he did not make that list.
I'm gonna feel good about that.
All right, so I'm gonna give you one. Do you want me to give you one?
No.
Okay.
Give me quick. Does Ricky Weeks make 1,150? He doesn't either in that time. Okay, I'm trying to go back through eras. I don't think it can be anybody in the current roster.
There's nobody on the current roster. No.
It can't be anybody on the 40 man now and hasn't been. So now we got to go back.
No. Yeah, we're going back a little bit. One guy's back, and not too far, but I mean back enough where I would have struggled. So that should give you a hint. And the other guy was during my childhood.
Was it like is Richie Sexton got enough in there?
No.
Wow.
You already said one of the guy's names. You just didn't think he was on it.
Okay, so I went blowing by. Is it Cooper?
Yep, it's Cecil Cooper. He's number 4, 1,815.
God, by the way, if you talk to people out here, they're so torn because they love George Scott, who came in that trade, right? And Boomer was with Boston and traded back, and so they were kind of happy to have Boomer back. And listen, Bernie Carbo hit one of the great home runs in their history, so they like him in the World Series. So okay, so now we're down to one guy. So Cecil
down to
Cooper,
one guy.
That would be that's the guy in your era that you knew.
No, I did not know Cecil Cooper. I mean,
so
Cecil Cooper played
way back.
Yeah,
so
that was the way back one for me.
The Ernie Riles, John Jaha.
And I think he played. I should have looked up when this guy played, but it was 2000s for sure. He was a Brewer. Boy, I better look that up.
Boy, I'm gonna struggle with that cat. Then you're gonna have to give me some sort of hit, and even that I'm not gonna.
All right. So let me see here.
Oh wait, who's the kid that played at Northwestern? Jeff Cirillo? No, probably not Jeff Cirillo. Can I get points for just knowing Jeff Cirillo was a Brewer?
So I had another list, by the way. Jeff Cirillo.
Yeah,
you may not know this. He is the all-time leading Brewers batting average. He has a career 307 with the Brewers. He's number 1 on the BA list. So
Jeff Cirillo leaves the Brewers. He's on the maybe the Padres or something. And this is when the Brewers were stinking. right? We were having a hard time. They were terrible. He was a classmate at Northwestern of my old colleague at ESPN, and now the guy that's been there to start the foundation of the Big Ten Network, and Dave Revson. And so he strikes out one time, and I say, well, you know, you can take the boy out of the Milwaukee, but you can't take the Milwaukee out of the boy. And so Rever comes up to me and he goes, dude, Cirillo is so pissed at you. He is so, you got to make, anyway, they were just screwing with me. They had me all like I totally offended this poor bastard. All right. So I need more of a hint because I'm a loser.
He was with the Brewers from 98 to 2007. So he was here for 9 years. Only 9 years. Okay. And if I said that he looked like Brett Favre, you would say, oh, no kidding. Jeff Jenkins.
Okay. Yeah. So he's one of those guys. There you go.
Yeah.
But I don't trust anybody who spells Jeff with a G.
Geoff.
Yeah. So maybe Jenkins. I don't even know that he counts.
Okay. Right, well,
so
his hits did.
Did I have any of those guys, by the way, just real quick, at 8, 9, or 10?
Stand by. I got to pull that page
back up. You got to pull that. You should have that at the ready.
No, I didn't. Well, the reason I didn't is because I went with this other average list. So give me a second.
Right.
Brewers.
You're incredibly average.
I did have it ready. I just had it on my computer. All right. So this is averages. Let me click hits because I was messing around with a few different things. Here we go. All right. Wow. Now my internet decides to be slow. Here we go. So on the bottom of that list. So 3, Ryan Braun, 4, Cecil Cooper, 5, Gumby, 6, Jeff Jenkins, 7, Don Money, 8, 9, and 10. 8, Ben Ogilvy was number 8.
Love Benji. Won a couple of won a home run won a home run title, tied with Reggie Jackson.
Number 9, probably my favorite Brewer ever. He was awesome in the 90s. Really popular name, catcher, B.J. Surhoff.
Number 1 pick overall. A number 1 pick overall out of the University of North Carolina, was a shortstop, I think, at the time.
They listed on this list B.J. Surhoff as a left fielder. Did he play left? I remember him as a catcher.
Played left, played short. Yeah, he played all over. And then when he went to the Orioles and had even more great success, he played all over them. Yeah.
And number 10, Charlie Moore.
There's Chuck, catcher. Catcher, but also played some outfield.
So ironically, 11, 12, and 13, and 14. Wow, you were really good. Ricky Weeks, Jeff Cirillo, Prince Fielder, Corey Hart.
See, we got a lot of those guys. Well, all right. Yeah, so we're in the ball game. It just apparently in my life, Jeff Jenkins had just a nondescript, memorable career, a career that was not memorable, and it will be now.
Wasn't Jenkins lefty?
By the way, we do this kind of crap at ESPN all the time to kill time. And it's ridiculous. The names, we got my producer is now coordinating producer, a guy named John Totten. He is amazing. He'll come up with that stuff. And he's like, tell me the guy he played. Well, what team did he play with before and after? And you're like, it's this, like he'd come up with Randall Vina or somebody like that, all just instantly. Jeremy Burnett. And you're like, golly, what are you telling me?
I got that one right on the home run list. That was impressive. All right, back to Suter. We are back inside Wisconsin. John Anderson, Trevor Thomas, Brent Suter of the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, Brent. So John and I do a top 5 list every episode. John did one last season of his top 5 favorite Brewer hats. We'll play a little bit of that for this episode. How many do you have, John? Like 37 or something like that? I mean,
it's roughly the same number of pitchers the Brewers used last year, which was like 38 or something. Yeah,
a lot.
Both numbers were ridiculous. So
I don't mean to put you on the spot, Brent, but I'm going to ask you right now. List in order your top 5 Jim Carrey movies.
Got it. Number 1, Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. Number 2, Dumb and Dumber. Number 3, Liar Liar. Number 4, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. And number 5, I'm going to go with Bruce Almighty. A lot could be in there, number 5, but I'm going to go Bruce Almighty. Mask could also easily be there, number 5.
I like it a lot.
So we're strictly comedy here. We're not going Truman Show. We're not going Spotless Mind. We're strictly going for laugh.
I love the Truman Show. I can watch that movie over and over again. There's something about Jim Carrey. The comedy part is, he's just my favorite comedian, period. So if I'm going to top 5, I got to go comedies. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. No variety, but I love it.
Can we find his old when he worked with the why can't I think of the Damon Wayne, the Marlon Wayne, the Wayne show, brother show, In Living Color?
True Colors.
Are those available anyplace? Can I download? Can I go watch his old Fire Marshal Bill in the works?
I watched Fire Marshal Bill on YouTube. You could probably buy him on iTunes, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Okay.
But on YouTube, he's got some good Fire Marshal Bill.
How, because I'm not going to be the guy to ask you to do it, but how often do you get trotted out? I saw during the Sophie got you the other day, like, hey,
Yeah.
it's spring training. It looks like you're not doing anything.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
I finished the interview and they were like, can you do a Jim Carrey line for us? I was like, sure, I'll get it. And then they're like, actually, can you do a 5-minute straight of commentary? I was like, alrighty then. And started trying to go right into it.
Yeah, I don't need you to be a circus act here. You're a major league pitcher,
Damn it.
Yeah,
all right, I'll cross that out. Don't make him do Jim Carrey. Fine.
Greg, if you want, that's fine. I'm just saying.
Oh, we're doing it. Yeah, we're definitely going to do it. Like, do you understand the hate mail that we would get if we had Brent Suter on here and didn't have him do Jim? Like, that has to happen. Has to happen. All right, so a good follow-up to that. And speaking of fans, you have created a fandom on Twitter, truly. And it's exploded not only with your personality and this Jim Carrey stuff, but some of the bits that you've been able to do with the Brewers. I mean, that Dumb and Dumber thing was awesome. So kind of take us behind the scenes on that. What was all that about?
Yeah, they were doing a bullpen cart video, and then they were asking people throughout the team or whatever who would be a good, crew to do the bullpen cart. And a lot of people were saying me for Jim Carrey, so they asked me to do it. I was like, sure, I'll do it. Got the eye black on my teeth, got the haircut going, did it, and people liked it enough. Jim Carrey even tweeted about it, saying, I either have a severe mental disorder or a gift in comedy. The difference is negligible, something like that. So that was great. That was really cool. Bucket list and all. Like, Jim Carrey knows who I am. It's incredible. But
that's awesome.
So that was fun. And then in a couple of years, like spring training or sometime in the year, they do a kind of bit with either Mean Girls parody or some other type of parody, and they'd asked me to be a part of it a lot. And it was great. Unfortunately, a lot of that staff that was doing those movies has since left, so it's kind of up to us players to keep it going. We haven't done a great job of that so far. We need to get working on it, but we definitely had a great time with those videos, and we're glad people liked them.
That's fine.
So clearly, if you're doing that kind of stuff, there is a culture around the club of, because some places that wouldn't be acceptable, whether you're winning 100 games or losing 100 games. They want, we're baseball, tunnel vision, all that. I had Christian Yelich on one time on SportsCenter, and he's got whatever it is, 72 years left on his contract. It's ridiculous. But he told me, he said, the only thing he told him is, like, Counsell has to stay as long as I am here. Tell us what it is about your manager that is special, and that he seems to have been like he seems to, not only because of where he's from, been born into this role, but just in terms of being a big league manager, period, wherever, he seems to be born in this role. Tell me about Craig Counsell.
He's a great dude, like a genuinely great guy, great leader, great family man. So he's coming from the right place, and all what he's trying to do is he's trying to set us up for success individually and team success. Like, that's what he's trying to do. Doesn't hide that. He wants to set us up to succeed, and everyone who comes over appreciates that. He's super relaxed, but when it's time to go, he's ready. He's one of the best competitors out there. In game managing, he's incredible at too. Like, he really makes great bullpen moves. Really takes care of his bullpen too. Like, gives us days if we need it, or asks how we're doing every single day. And just in terms of his honesty, like, he can be, he tells it how it is. He's not trying to sugarcoat anything, but he does it in a way that is, he cares about you. So he's got everything going for him. He's the best manager I've ever played for sure. The only big league manager I've ever played for, fortunately, as fortunate as that is. So it's been incredible to have him. He's one of the best in baseball, if not the best.
So Counsell's terrific. We love Counsell. If we have time, I'll tell you, I'm more of a Pat Murphy guy, but that's from way back in our past when he was at Arizona State. So right. Counsell needs like 35 wins. He passes Phil Garner. He's the all-time winningest manager Brewer history. We know that's happening. Mm-hmm. So everybody knows that. I want to know how many times does he have to get run before he has the all-time ejection record for managers? He's close.
I'm gonna throw 4 out there. 4.
You're really close. He needs 3. He
Okay.
needs 3. 24 is the record. He's at 22, Yost and Garner. So I don't know if you want to just tell him, hey, just all you need is a little bit of the red ass. Boom. You could be in the history book.
Yeah, I'll let him know. Something to shoot for sure.
That's
I'll
awesome.
let him know. That's awesome.
Brent, you seem to really connect with Wisconsin. Inside Wisconsin is totally dedicated to the people, the stories, and the statriotism, John and I call it, of America's Dairyland. I mean, Craig grew up here, right? And you really seem to get it. And you mentioned so many things about the fans in the beginning. Is there something unique to you being a Midwestern guy that you just connect with Wisconsin more?
That probably has something to do with it. Cincinnati is for me like has a lot of similar vibes as with Milwaukee. It's 2 similar sized cities. Great people. Kind of on the water since he's on the river. Milwaukee's on the lake, but just a lot of similarities there. A lot of similar cultural things. So I'm sure that has something to do with it. But it's just I've been blown away ever since I got called up. Just like the kindness. Everyone's just so nice. It's incredible. I remember in 2016 we were like second to last in the division, and they were still showing up in droves, even on midweek games, and we're all super supportive when we were before games, sign in or whatever. They were just always like, "Oh, we're such big fans. We love you guys. Love you." They we're knowing all our names, so just blown away with the outpouring of love and support, and just the sheer kindness of Brewers fans from day one. So. And I got a taste of that in Appleton for sure. Everyone was so nice and supportive up there too. So it's something about the people of Wisconsin. It's just special. They're so nice, and they love their sports big time.
Yeah. You talk about the excitement getting called up. Most guys actually take the call and try not to sleep through it. If you could explain what that is like to people, because we just go to our job every day.
Right.
But that's such a different level of something. I don't know if it's validation I've made it, but what goes through your mind, what goes through your body when all of a sudden they go, you need to go to the big leagues?
Oh, absolute adrenaline surge. It was unlike anything else. I got the call, my manager told me in AAA, he's like, "You're not playing for me. You're not pitching for me tonight. You're pitching against the Mariners tomorrow in the big leagues." And my wife was right there, and she instantly started crying. We were just like both super emotional. And then we had to get on a plane in 3 or 4 hours. So it was like, this is awesome. Let's tell some people, but we've got to get packed and get going. So we absolutely had to do some big time packing very quickly. Got on the plane the next day. Was just absolute nerves and fun emotions for the whole day. And so by the time the game started, I felt a little bit drained. I was like, oh my gosh, it's finally here. And so had to try to get Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, Cal Seager, all these guys out, and was able to do that for the first 3 or 4 innings, and then the 5th inning they started third time through the order they started getting me a little bit, but just had a blast and was able to pitch deep enough and well enough to stay around in the bullpen for the rest of that year, and was able to pitch pretty well out of the bullpen, and just got rolling for there. But it was one of the most incredible days of my life. It really was.
I'd lose my mind. I'd be like, pick up my glove, and I'm like, is this right? Am I left-handed? I don't even remember. I feel like maybe I throw with the other hand. It'd be so so crazy when it happens.
Right.
You're in the big leagues, and I guess I want to know, what are you doing there? It's a guy who's a 31st round draft pick from that's not a baseball power, who that in a bullpens that everybody comes out and throws 98, doesn't throw 98.
Right.
You're an anomaly in so many ways. But clearly it works because you're not the cup of coffee guy in life. You've got your big league career and have been there for a while. But how do you make that happen? Because if I'm going to draw up my major leaguer, it's not Brent Suter.
That's a great question. I get that question quite a lot, actually. And it's one of those, I don't have the exact answer for you. I know when I go out there, I give it my all. I prepare well. I do all the little things as best as I can. I have this, cut fastball, my four seam just naturally cuts a little bit, but it looks like a four seam. It kind of has almost pure backspin, but a little bit of tilt this way. So it gets a little rise and cut. So most cutters you see are more horizontal. Mine's has a little bit of vertical ride to it, which helps me avoid some barrels. So I throw that pitch quite a lot. But it's just I don't know exactly why it's just happened like this. But I feel very fortunate. I just kind of caught breaks or just like think the right things happened along the way. I was pitching well enough to get moved up when an opening happened at the next level in the minor leagues, and just same thing in the big leagues. I've been able to, I had Tommy John a couple years ago, but I've been able to stay relatively healthy most of the time, which helps. And then just I don't know exactly what else. I just feel blessed more than I deserve for sure. And it's not anything I want to end anytime soon. I'm having a blast doing it. So
yeah, I vote for that.
Yeah. Listen, Mariano Rivera went to the Hall of Fame on one pitch. If you got one that works, just keep throwing it.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We will wrap it up with Brewers pitcher Brent Suter. Right for this. We are Inside Wisconsin.
Inside Wisconsin is brought to you by Baycare Clinic, Cobblestone Creek, University of Wisconsin-Platteville, Roll Tech, Festival Foods, Capital Credit Union, North Star Mohican Casino Resort, American Family Insurance, Miller Lite, and Aaron's Company.
Helpful critiques, ideas, great stories, people we should know, the great bar in your town, the fish fry you want to know, the fish boil, anything that you want to reach out to us with. We are happy. We are here. You can be the inputters. We're here to listen.
J.A., we talk a lot about Miller Lite on this episode. Big fans. Look at right below me. There's always an emergency one just in case things get a little
count
crazy.
as Miller Lite? I don't know. It's a keg.
Yeah, he's full. He's full. He's got beer in there. Speaking of full, we talked full taste. Let's talk about full taste for a second. Miller Lite actually tastes like beer, even though it's a light beer. There are some things, though, that I know you would choose not the light if you could, like Diet Pepsi.
Right.
You're not
I don't get it, right? I drink Pepsi. I don't drink it responsibly either. Okay, I drink.
Now we're talking about Pepsi,
but I drink it all the time. Too much, it's horrible. I see a doctor. How are you doing? Are you cutting back? No. Do you plan on it? No. But Diet Pepsi, I can't do it, or any diet soda. It's just not there, and I don't buy anybody that says it does. It's not. I'm way too old to be drinking whole milk, but I'm sorry, that's the case.
That's your 2%,
thing? 1% skim milk. As my daughter says, skim milk is just it's water trying to disguise itself as milk. I can't do that, but I can drink a Miller Lite, and I don't seem to have any trouble with it there. So they must be doing something right.
Because
I feel like I have very high beverage standards.
Well, you do, especially with
compromising beverage standards.
You're not compromising them with Miller Lite. It still tastes like beer. That's the whole idea. And unlike the milkman who doesn't bring milk to your door anymore, or I doubt you've ever had soda, Pepsi sent to your front door, you can literally get Miller Lite delivered right to your front door. Visit MillerLite.com/Inside Wisconsin, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. How many carbs are in Pepsi? How many of those do you have a day?
Beer.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't take home delivery. I feel like there's so few calories that if I just go get it, I've worked off the calories merely by going down and getting it.
Well, you can get Miller Lite to your door. Go that route. Drink Miller Lite. We're back inside Wisconsin. Trevor, John, and Brent Suter with the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, a few from me here, Brent, which sucks, by the way, because I have like 6 or 7 really good ones. So I'm going to try to pick and choose here, and then it's lightning round with J.A. You put yourself on the map with that whole "when I say low, you say Kane" thing in the clubhouse after the big win. That was just awesome. Maybe I just needed to tell you that. That's not even a question. I just really loved that. So thank you for doing that. All right, tell us about Binky and the Bandit. That's really cool.
Yeah. So I was reading kids' books with my son. And I was like, I feel like we could have a kid's story, in our house. And all the while, my dog was crushing Binkies like 6 a day and just leaving the piles all over the house. And I was like, I think I could write a little story about this. So it's a little story about that and him, shying away from that alter ego after finding the family destruction and like the environmental destruction. They use plastic all over the house, and he thinks about all the plastic pollution. So it has a little bit of an environmental message to it, but it's a kid's book we're coming out with. Orange Hat Publishing out in Waukesha is publishing it for me, and they did a great job with everything. So I'm excited. It's probably late spring, early summer publication going on. We're going to do some fun book signings and book launch events this summer, but really looking forward to it.
Do you hate the Dodgers as much as John and I do? I won't speak for John. Do you hate the Dodgers as much as I do?
I don't hate the Dodgers.
I hate the Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers.
There's a lot of good dudes over there. It's just every time we play the Dodgers, and so far in my career, something like really bad has happened, on or off the field. So like I really have a bad association with the Dodgers. So it's time to end that this year.
Yeah, amen to that. All right,
I hate the Cubs.
Oh, I hate the Cubs. Oh, we're all in the same. I hate the Cubs. The Cardinals are a very close second, but these god awful Dodgers, not
like
great.
The Cardinals too.
Not great. Don't like the Cardinals either. All right, one more for me. I don't mean to bring up football. You're from Cincinnati. I'm sorry. It's probably too soon. Have you been to Lambeau?
I've been to Lambeau. I've never been to a game there. I've been close to going a couple of times, but I've never been to a game. Almost went to the playoff game this year. Was really close to pulling that trigger. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, both for me going and for the Packers, but I definitely want to go one day. Bucket list.
Done. Let's make that happen.
How bad, by the way, just sitting through that Bengals-Packers game this year, the missed field goals, like how gut-wrenching was that from your side?
Oh, my gosh. We were in the clubhouse. I think we were either just done playing or about to play. It was nuts. We were like, I had a couple of the Bengals fans on the team. We were just going crazy, like, what is going on? But both kickers couldn't make a field goal, but they got the win there, but Bengals got to go to the Super Bowl this year, so it was an incredible run for them.
Yeah, that dude made the right ones after that.
Yeah, every one of them.
Right. I mean, if that was the trade-off, is that you're going to have to take a little flack from Wisconsin people because he missed one in week whatever it is, 6.
Right.
Fair trade.
Right.
All right, is it me now? I got
it's you
list.
now.
Oh, I have the list of
this is
places. I just go crazy. First off, if you were from any other high school in America, you'd be the most famous baseball player. Better guy, Barry Larkin or Ken Griffey Jr.?
I actually don't know either of them too well personally, but I would. Ken Griffey was my favorite player growing up, like of all time. So I would most like to get to know him, I guess.
All right. Barry Larkin's brother Byron famously kicked my alma mater, Missouri, out of the NCAA basketball tournament one time with a great game. So we're a little down on Barry, even though he's really nice.
Right.
If I just showed you the silhouette, could you tell Daniel Vogelbach from Barrowman?
I think I could, especially if they got motion going. I think I could tell if they got motion silhouette. I could definitely tell Bogey.
Okay. How bad will the offense be handicapped without the pitchers hitting this year?
I think the relative advantage we had with our staff hitting, that was a real thing. Our pitchers could really hit. They got some timely hits last year. But having that DH and getting Kutch and Renfroe and some other guys in there is, I think, the advantage is to us now.
If it holds, what was your last at bat like in the big leagues?
Probably a strikeout last year. I went up to the plate 4 times and struck out 3 times last year. So probably a strikeout.
What happens to Pat Murphy's the pitcher that walks trophy now? Is it permanently retired?
No, I think it goes to defensive awards now. Like there's points for certain PFP plays.
Okay. Why is it Locaine runs like he's 25 but walks like he's 55?
That is something we've been trying to figure out for years. How he turns it on after walking like that, we do not know. Don't know.
All right. Which teammate is the best tipper?
I would go probably Locaine.
Okay. Josh Hader, you are the tortoise or you are the hare?
Compared to Josh Hader?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm definitely the tortoise velocity-wise. I'm going to go tortoise, yeah.
One guy on the staff and one pitch you could steal from somebody.
Devin Williams changeup.
Devin Williams changeup. Good. We like that. Tell me your favorite Venice League Winter League story.
There was a time we had a parade and I got, there was a concert going on. It was crazy. And then they escorted me with police on a, motorcycle, 5 surrounding me, armed guards. We just cruised through the city, breaking every traffic law. It was one of the cool. I was just like looking around, like here's like beautiful like Rainforest Hills off in the distance. Parade is just going on. I'm like getting motorcade. That was incredible.
Cape Cod Summer League. It is romantic or it is just boring as hell.
Romantic.
Good for you. I like that. You've had a lot of stops. Give me the best hat you've played in.
I love the Biloxi Shuckers hat. It had like a little, clam on it. It was cool.
Okay. And the best Brewer uniform is?
I got to go with the creams now. Those creams. Huh. It's nice.
Okay. Hall of Fame reliever, Bruce Suter. How's he spell his last name?
Sutter.
It's ridiculous, right?
Stupid.
And I
get called Bruce all the time.
Do you?
I do. And I'm like, what? It's not me. I'm not related, and I'm not even close to as good. Why do you keep calling me Bruce?
We love engine number 42. All right. That's terrific. We're going to end it right there for me. Engine number 42. I like all the suitors. I don't care if it's 1T or 2. Boom. Nice. We're in.
All right. One more for me, and then we'll let you go, man. Talk to us about your passion for conservation. It's clearly meaningful to your heart. Tell us about what it's all about.
Yeah, it started when I saw An Inconvenient Truth back in 2006. Just didn't know what was going on with the planet, but knew I wanted to be part of the solution. So I knew I wanted to studied in college, and tried to use the baseball platform as best I can to promote conservation, promote environmentally beneficial activities, tree planting, plastic waste conservation, recycling, all that stuff. So have a lot of good partnerships going right now with Players for the Planet. SC Johnson and the Brewers have gotten a really good partnership together for recycling cups at stadiums, and they're doing some great environmental education activities here in the Milwaukee area this year. I've partnered with Urban Ecology Center in Milwaukee, which does a great job connecting inner city youth to nature, and I'm on their board. I do some fundraising for them, and I'm always trying to stay involved with them as best I can, financially and in person. So just a lot of great things going on in the Milwaukee area that I want to be a part of and continue to be a part of. We're do some tree plantings this year with money we raised last year and this year for like saves, holds, wins, and all that stuff, and trying to get some fruit trees in the urban areas and plant the rest of the trees in western Wisconsin. So a lot of fun stuff we got going on. It's a big part of my heart. I think we need to get back into balance with nature, and really looking forward to seeing where we can go with this thing.
That's awesome. Well, you connect with the planet, and Brent, Wisconsin connects with you, man. It's a blast having you be a Brewer as a fan. And frankly, I just can't wait for this thing to get going. Let's go.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
I say this a lot, J.A. That's a salt of the earth guy. I could talk to him all night long. He was great. Brent Suter.
You say this all the time.
I do.
Not everybody. The only thing that switches is your flannel shirt, and then you say the same thing about everybody when they come out.
All
and
right.
They do that.
I like him. He was great.
And that's sort of Wisconsin. That's sort of Wisconsin dudes, man. That's sort of people that connect with it. It's like this. So again, to go back to the Sunday night baseball game, Angel Hernandez is having a horrible night at the plate, and so I just sent a quick note to BA Brian Anderson that just says, "Hey, it appears Angel Hernandez is struggling a bit." And he sends back, because he's been around all these games. Guys, listen, behind home plate's his best night of the year usually, or best night of the series. He's bad at all the plays. So this is what starts. Then he sends a note. By the way, worked with Nabil Kareem, who was at ESPN and just recently gone to Turner. He says, "Great guy, speaks highly of you." And so now I text back. I'm sorry, I'm going through the whole chain. He says, I said, first off, he's a super nice guy. He's being kind because he probably thinks somewhere deep in his heart that we are actually related and doesn't want to misspeak. And actually, I've been here 23 years. You know me. I'm mean as a snake.
Not true.
To which he sends back. He goes, "But you're judging mean by Wisconsin standards, not everybody else's. By Wisconsin standards, you're mean as a snake, which makes you Tom Hanks." So that's the same thing with these people. And that's how you are. Every year, like everybody, that guy's the greatest. They are. This is good. That's what we like. We like the good stories because we have good people.
Big fan.
So all right, are you ready? I've got a quick John Wisconsin for you.
I was going to ask you that just now. All right, it's J.A. Wisconsin time. As much time as John Wisconsin needs. Whatever you need, bud. It's all you.
I need 3 seconds.
All right, here we go. There it is. He went and got it.
There it is. It's a little small, but I can loosen that up, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying, there it is.
It exists. All right. You proved your point. Hey, before we go, I want to share something with you in real time here. So I'm gonna do a little thing on the backside here. We'll do a little editing behind the scenes. I don't have to do anything specific. I'm going to show you my screen, my friend, because ask and you shall receive. Look it.
Those are certified beauties.
You were the one that said you wanted them.
I said I wanted. I said it'd be amazing if they did them.
If they did them, and no joke, we launched that we're coming back to the Green Bay Rockers game, and I get that text message. Show these to John. We will have the gold pants on that night.
Wow. First off, I hope the players forgive us.
Is it our fault?
And then secondly, so I'm a sucker for gold pants.
We got to get you a pair.
And this goes back to football. There are only 3 acceptable colors of pants in football. There are gold, there are silver, there are white. That's it.
Okay.
Right? That the Bears wear navy, I can't tell. The Chiefs wear red. No, there's only three kinds that are actually acceptable, that are dress and look right. Don't wear black. High school, I get it, whatever. So I'm a stickler for this. So the University of Missouri had great uniforms. Black tops, gold pants, white on the roll, gold pants. Right? The Packers white over gold is such a fantastic look. It can't be beat. I almost like that better than the home. And so I'm a stickler for that. And the Missouri's coach comes in. They get a new coach, Gary Pinkel, and Gary he's now in the Hall of Fame, turned the whole program around. But at home, they used to wear black pants and black, and they look like ninjas. And so I kind of would be on him all the time, like, Coach, all we're missing now is some gold pants. And he's like, did they help you beat Oklahoma? I said, are you telling me we had the gold pants beat off us and now that don't count? And he's like, well, the kids like them. I'm like, do you let kids set practice time too, that the kids like them? Who's in charge? Are you in charge? So I get a letter one day. I don't have it right here. It's a note card. And I just opened it up and it said, John, there will be no gold pants ever. Gary.
Well, it worked with the Rockers.
So then what turns out, though, now every big game, though, he'd break out the gold pants. So now they became a thing. I'm looking literally right here. Boom, there's us beating Kansas, going to number 1 in the country. Gold pants. Gold pants. Moral of that story is, over here in my kind of memorabilia area. Yeah. Because people know I'm I have 2 pair of gold pants that were framed.
That's awesome.
One from our guy Chase Daniel was the quarterback. I have his entire uniform from the Cotton Bowl. Like I have his girdle. I have this everything. And then I did an event for the group one time, and they gave me a pair of big frame gold pants. And I didn't have the heart to tell them, like, I already got a pair of these gold pants frozen because frame, because everybody knows that's my thing.
So we clearly are going to wear these jerseys when we're back for the Rockers game. June 16th, by the way. We'd love to see you there. It's only a month away. Fantastic. So go to greenbayrockers.com and get your tickets.
More like, I guess a little more than 5-6 weeks, but that's okay. Good. Get your magnetic schedule out on the refrigerator and mark it down.
If you get a pair of gold pants, will you wear them that night? Didn't think so.
I'm not a ball player. I'm not a ball player. Where I would.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see you there next month. And until then, let's get out of here. For John, I'm Trevor. Great hat. As you were, Wisconsin.
Inside Wisconsin is brought to you by Baycare Clinic, Cobblestone Creek, University of Wisconsin-Platteville, Roll Tech, Festival Foods, Capital Credit Union, North Star Mohican Casino Resort, American Family Insurance, Miller Lite, and Aaron's Company.
Shut up and sit down.